Should be better now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let me know if it's better now. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Gauranga.
It will be this one whole house.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. All right, let's try some traditional. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare All right, sweet. No? Oh. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Shri Chaitanya,
Professional.
Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. So this is by Lord Shri Krishna Church. May my Lord, spell. May my Lord be ever victorious. May my Lord be ever victorious, whose potencies are immense and immaculate, whose luster is glittering gold. May my Lord be ever victorious, whose potencies are immense and immaculate, whose luster is glittering gold, whose eyes are as widespread as petals, whose beautiful arms extend down, his excellence, and who magnificently distributes the myriad mellows of devotion while delightfully. It is that very Son, Jagannath. It is that very Son of Jagannath, who is the creator and protector of the universes, and the destroyer of the universal miseries. Being fully sense controlled and all pervading, he is able to give mankind protection in the age of color. Taking birth in the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi, he takes away the burden of this age, and he brings the process of pure devotion. Applauded by the best of the Brahmana community, within whose lands comprising of Navadvip, Sri Hari dwelt happily in the home of his father, giving him great happiness. He then studied the scriptures, embracing the 6 branches of bliss. When he stayed at the home of his guru, he would show an attachment to service and devotion to cleanliness. Considering the ultimate needs of men to be spiritual, Vishvambara Sri Hari proclaimed the thing most dear to his heart, Sri Hari. Sri Harinam, as the process of spiritual enlightenment for the age, for this age. In Gaya, where the stone is marked, footprint of Sri Hari, he himself performed the last rites for his. Thence onwards, his sole enjoyment lay the remembrance of his confidential identity and indifferent to the external. His hairs thrilled in jubilation. However, directed by a message spoken from the sky, he then returned from Gaya to his family. There, the master showed the mature stage of pure love, surrounded by the chiefs of the community of devotees. Delighting in Hari Kirtan, in Hari Katha, he crushed the lions among the demons. Okay. So let's read a little Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Sri Krishna Samhita. You know I had. All right, let's check it out. Chapter. Here we go. So, chapter 1, descriptions of Vaikuntha. Verse text 1. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is full of transcendental mellows and the giver of spiritual. Without his mercy, no one can ascertain the truth. Just as it is not possible for a particle of dust to absorb the ocean, it is extremely difficult for a foolish, less intelligent person like me to ascertain the truth. See, even Bhakti Vinod Thakur considered himself a fool. You need to be a fool with mercy. Although a living entity is never able to ascertain the truth with his small intelligence, a blackish personality with the form of pure consciousness has appeared in my heart and engaged me in the work of ascertaining. For this reason, I have boldly taken up this. It's always the same realization. Lord Sri Krishna is beyond spirit and matter, has no origin. Lord Krishna is beyond spirit and matter, and has no origin. I think he's talking about subtle body. The name of his abode is Vaikuntha, and it was created by his Chit Shakti, or internal focus. The name of his abode is Vaikuntha, and it was created by his Chit Shakti, an internal potency. You know, there's some things you got to watch. This is not translated by Prabhupada. It's translated cycles. And so there's certain things that are not really that conclusive, and that's one of them. Vaikuntha was never created; it's always been. See, the only creation has been in the material world. The Lord is the maintainer of the spiritual. Doesn't He's never created it. It's always been. It's like never has there been a time where I, you, or all these things have not existed. So it's the same thing with the spiritual creation. It's not a creation, it's spiritual manifestation. It's always been. So Vaikuntha is beyond material time and space, and it is the residence of the eternally liberated souls. All the eternal liberated living entities who are fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord. See, fragmental parts, that's one of the truths we learn, you know, that we're part and parcel, always individual. Always, we don't dissolve into God. This is the chip knowledge, the entities that know liberated souls, so that we're learning that also. These truths. So all the eternal liberated and living entities who are fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord emanate from the Lord's Jiva Shakti, or a marginal potency to assist the Lord in his task. Vaikuntha is the abode of the eternally liberated souls, the home of Krishna Chandra's eternal pastimes. That realm is beyond material time, and therefore past, present, future do not exist there. Therefore past, present, and future do not exist. In this material creation, however, we must consider past, present, future, for the living entities here are conditioned by time and space. You know, like some people, they teach about be Mayavadi level. Be here now, live in the present, live in the present. Which you can't really do, or, you know, it's always, time is always moving. So how do you live in the present? It's always moving. I mean, it would take a lot of effort and meditation to always live in the present because it's always moving forward, like really concentrate. It's just not, it's a faulty meditation. Like, see, by Krishna's pastimes, you can remember them. See, and that's actually, we get help because you start, if you have the Bhakti Beach, motivated, inspired, you have taste to remember the past. So, so that realm is beyond material time. Therefore, past, present, and future does not exist there. In the material creation, however, we must consider past, present. Oh yeah. Lord Krishna is always absorbed in transcendental rasas and surrounded by liberated souls. He is always addicted to the emotions arising from varieties of spiritual activities. The emotions rise, that's devotion, Radha. Chant Hare Krishna and then emotions rise. In a very fortunate position. Attachment. So Lord Krishna is addicted, much less. Please. He is the connoisseur of all the eyes. A great, wonderful spiritual relationship is found between the spiritually perfect living entities and Krishna Chandra. That's beginning to manifest in the devotees. So you're starting to see this wonderful relationship between the awakened devotees and Krishna. It's all very individual, very beautiful, very nice to see. This relationship is called priti or love. This love is co-commitment with the creation of the living entities. So it is the living entity's inherent nature. This love is co-committed with the creation of living entities. So it is living entities' inherent nature. Again, this thing created, the living entities have always been, that's more something. But yeah. Uh, so this love is co-commitment with the creation of the living entities. So it is the living entity's inherent nature. It's natural. Yeah, this is the thing. We need to awaken this so that we can naturally love Krishna. See, naturally do spiritual activities so these spiritual emotions arise. That's why it's important to be around devotees who are able to participate. They chant, ecstasy rises. Yeah, then we can move into that present association. However, so if there, so the living entities inherent nature. If there is no independence in this relationship, however, there is no possibility of the living entities attaining higher rasas. Therefore, Sri Krishna gives the living entities the power to independently discriminate between proper and improper action. And he awards them the fruits of their independent activities. Now, that's interesting. So, therefore, Krishna gives the living entities the power to independently discriminate between proper and improper action. So, on the Vaidhi level, the practice level, the it's like engaging the senses and still being in material duality. What is in the mode of goodness is pure, and what is in the mode of passion and ignorance is impure. See, so discriminating. So you can put yourself in association of those who are in the mode of goodness, see, and be more cleansed up to that level. and stay away from passion and ignorance. So that's the Brahmins do that. Discipline themselves. They only associate usually with Brahminical people, people in the mode of goodness, keep aloof from the mode of passion and ignorance. See, discriminate between proper and improper action on the level of material duality. So Lord Chaitanya came to give us another kind of discrimination, to discriminate between what is Shuddha Bhakti and what isn't. And that's everything below that. Everything in the modes, even goodness, is not Shuddha Bhakti, not pure goodness. There's fault, there's some fault in it. There's no fault in pure goodness. In Shuddha Bhakti, it's faultless. It's the Lord's transcendental nature. Okay, this is why it purifies devotees who learned how to discriminate between proper and improper action. So that's why this Sangha and what we're teaching can be a bit bewildering, because we're not here to teach people to discriminate between, wholly and solely, the mode of goodness from passion and ignorance. We're here to teach people to discriminate between Shuddha Bhakti and all the modes of nature. Okay? So, and in this way, it raises our consciousness into the higher transcendental ras. Okay? Because we begin to meditate on principles of Shuddha Bhakti, okay? and see that the lesser principles in the modes of nature have various types of faults. Okay? And Shuddha Bhakti is faultless. That's why the whole thing, when ecstatic love awakens in the heart, that's Shuddha Bhakti. These Shuddha Bhakti feelings. See, you could be in a mode of goodness and you'll have feelings, but they're still material. See, they're invoked, material feelings are invoked by the mode of goodness. You'll feel maybe happy, because that happiness is not the happiness like Jesus says. I have joy of the Lord. It's a special joy, special happiness. This is transcendental ras. See, this is the target. That's where we focus. You want to learn what discriminate between mode of goodness and mode of passion and ignorance? Well, you can go to many of these sannyasis, gurus. That's their kind of forte. It's varnashram system. Engage in the varnashram system in the mode of goodness. Get out of the mode of passion and ignorance. You can spend your whole life doing it, but because of the line of Lord Chaitanya and his desire for us to have this Shuddha Bhakti awaken in our hearts very quickly, you can surpass the modes of nature very easily. All you have to do is associate with those who are meditating on Shuddha Bhakti worship. They're spirit filled, because even the emotions, the spiritual emotions are invoked by doing these spiritual activities. Okay? Spiritual emotions, if you're a Brahmin and you're chanting Hare Krishna, unless you have this Bhakti Lata Bij, this seed of Bhakti awakened in your heart, then you won't get the spiritual result. Not maybe you get a glimpse. No. Won't even understand what Shuddha Bhakti is. You don't even know how to target that. There's so many examples of people, Brahmins, who don't understand this Shuddha Bhakti level in our books. One is Srimad Bhagavatam. Shuddha Bhaktas were these cowherd boys. See, they had an intimate relationship with Krishna. These Brahmins were doing pujas, sacrifices, fire sacrifices, and they neglected them, rejected them, couldn't understand that they were Shuddha Bhaktas. You can only learn about Shuddha Bhakti through a Shuddha Bhakta. It comes through them. They're instrument teaching. They're teaching. Okay? Bali Maharaj also. Bali Maharaj had the opportunity to serve Vamanadev, and his guru was very powerful Brahmin type personality. had mystic powers. And Bali Maharaj became very powerful, worshiping his guru, but his guru still didn't understand Shuddha Bhakti and was adverse to Vamana representation, transcendence, transcendent level. There's other instances. Oh yeah, Devananda Pandit is another one. Who's a very what do you call famous teacher of the Bhagavatam, talking about Krishna and everything, but he didn't understand what is Shuddha Bhakti. Because you can't ascertain this on your own. You can't do it through your own knowledge. You have to have that quality that Bhakti Vinod Thakur said, yeah, I'm just a fool, and somehow this blackish personality appeared in my heart and has engaged me in this. So that's the special mercy, is the Lord appears in the heart, this bhakti, this devotion, and reveals the truth about Krishna's Shuddha Bhakti nature, and not his forms and modes of nature. So this is special, it's unique. That's good stuff. Okay. Among the minutely independent living entities, those who have a strong strong taste for serving the Lord attain servitorship in the eternal abode. That's why the taste is so important. That's Bhakti Lata Bees. You get that by associating with liberated souls, those who have strong taste for serving the Lord. So, see, so those who have strong taste for serving the Lord, see, so attain servitorship in the eternal abode. They have to get this taste, otherwise, very hard. It's always very hard to serve Krishna. I see, everything's difficult because you don't have this taste. If you get this taste, this is the whole thing about our sangha, why it works and why it's those who get this taste. It's very powerful. They even here they become servants of the Lord transcendent abode, even here, because of that taste. It's the same taste they have there in the spiritual world. That's why, like Narada Muni, he can remain in the material world, and it's okay. He's got taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord, just like he would have the same taste if he was in the spiritual abode, Vaikuntha, uh, Dwarka, Mathura, Ayodhya, same taste. Vrindavan, spiritual. See, so that's the whole thing. That's one of the secrets. Jesus said, what you bind on earth, you bind in spirit. So if you bind the taste, this devotion, even when you pass from this body, you bound that relationship eternally, that eternal relationship with God in spirit. But if you don't bind it here, which is the purpose of doing that, this is where you awaken. This is why Lord Chaitanya came here. All the incarnations come here. Krishna came. So they come here to awaken our taste for transcendental relationships. So Lord Chaitanya's made it relatively easy. to develop this taste. Otherwise, to develop taste like he's giving so easily, special potency, you'd have to do some of these austerities that, like Shoda and Hibaki did, like 60,000 develop an attachment beyond our scope. Even Krishna says usually very hard to develop attachment, transcendental attachment. Very hard. That's why you see so many Vaishnavas on the Vaishnava path. They don't make it really. They just remain ecclesiastical worshippers. Just maybe often just give up worshiping because they don't have the taste. It doesn't inspire them. It gets too hard. They just become like, a lot of Christians, churchgoers. They just go to church, do their duty, just so they don't go to hell. Nice. So, those who serve the Lord with opulence have a natural mood of awe and reverence. Therefore, their affection ends with praying or love. Due to insufficient faith, there is no pranaya or intimacy. So praying, that's like there is some love there. It's like, so Krishna says, and Lord Chaitanya quoted Chaitanya Charitamrita. He said the whole universe is so many beings are worshiping on veneration. But love, see, there's praying, love is weak. It doesn't satisfy, it doesn't overwhelm me, control me. What overwhelms and controls the Lord and the devotee is this intense praying, this intimacy, this closeness of God. So close. See, this is very attractive to the Lord. And when a devotee gets attracted to that, taste of that, oh, that's like a fish biting on that hook of praying. And, it's hard to let go of that. Actually, I'm going to stop here a little bit. It's getting towards the end of the day. It's quite hot. Fan, so. Okay, well, thank you very much.